world changer, coded by the blue storm. My number is 19, the power of all number. I am the master alchemist, the force behind the philosopher's stone. Skilled at the art of transmutation. I am the catalytic transformer of world consciousness and planetary living. I oversee the changes of the weather. I am the thunder that shatters your world systems. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, spies. It was I who caused the triple Aztec monuments of the Avatar archetype to appear in the ancient temple grounds. I oversee the morning and the evening stars. I behold the creator of the fifth sun, the present world. Sent forth am I to dwell among you, calling forth the sixth sun. For the great regeneration of the world's soul, to know me is to know your own power of self-generation. To know me is to know your own power of self-generation. Self-generation is power. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, spies.
All right, in Lakesh Alakin, welcome back to Synchronistic Talk. We are streaming live on IG, YouTube, and Facebook. We're also speaking right now on Clubhouse. So if you'd like to join the streaming link, I placed that in the Clubhouse chat, as well as it's been placed in the other social media streams. So this is going to be a great session, because we're going to be talking about how struggle and resistance depletes our energy. And to know how it does, we got to know where it's coming from. But we're going to be talking about, with the foundation of this approach, from the law of time and the 13 moon calendar. And there are some very powerful things to share. We're going to jump right into it. I want to welcome you to the Synchronistic Human platform. As we share this, let's just talk about what is synchronicity. Synchronicity refers to the underlying cosmic intelligence that synchronizes people, places, and events in a meaningful, I can also say purposeful order. We experience synchronicity when an outer event corresponds with our inner thoughts, perceptions, and or feelings. Synchronicity. So we need more of the synchronicity in our life. Synchronicity is the power behind how nature works. And we're natural beings that nurture the things that are natural. And we tend to resist the things that are what? Unnatural. Let's define what it means to be a synchronistic human. As someone who is able to be multidimensional while unifying the energy of the synchronicities. We just talked about the synchronicities from natural time cycles, not artificial ones, towards the holonomic, that's whole, evolution of humanity, Mother Earth, and the galactic whole. All right. So we're very excited about that, because that's something that, if giving the synchronic order of how it works, we can all actually do. All right. I want to just tell you the issue, though. The issue is that many of us are following what we call artificial time. And the Gregorian calendar, I'm telling you, is time has come. It's obsolete now for those who want to evolve. You can see that this particular calendar has inconsistent days and inconsistent weeks, and it gives us no connection to the cosmic synchronicities that we're talking about. It's completely man-made, and it does have a tie-in to the time is money paradigm. Look at the 13 moon. If you look at the right side, it's consistent days and consistent weeks, and it doesn't change. It just moves forward one day every year in 2 days every time there's a leap year. And we show people how that works in our classes. But this calendar is obsolete. And if you're following this, it's not, the female doesn't have 12 cycles a year. She has 13. I can go through so many things with the power of 13 can open up your mind in ways so you can access your creative power and live a better life versus being under the repression and suppression of a system that's designed to pull all the greatest hours and energies out of you and then delete you as a program. All right, so over to the right is the 260-day spiritual calendar that we operate from. This is where our purpose comes from. And this other calendar to the left is the 13 moon calendar that we disrupt the programming of the Gregorian calendar from programming us to be less than we really are. All right, so that's important. So this is the perspective that I'm going to be coming from. Who owns your time owns your mind. Change your time and change your mind. Change your mind and change your world. Change your time and change your world. So what is the solution? Well, I talked a little bit about it. It's now time to become a synchronistic human and start following cosmic cycles. All right, there's nothing demonic about it. There's nothing. These are cycles of the cosmos. Why wouldn't we follow the cycles of the cosmos that's already there? It takes 28 days for the moon, a mean average of 28 days for the moon to revolve around the earth, right? And there's all these other cycles that as we tap into them, we can now empower ourselves to remember the 100+ million years of memory that we've forgotten while being in this physical body. So this is something that is not tried, or we're trying to see if it works. It works. And it's just a matter of us opening up to a new way, just like anything else. It's time for something new. There's a shift happening this year. We're in a quantum leap year. And many of you that's going to hear this message are looking for ways to advance yourself, but you don't know how. Well, look no further. This advanced me tremendously. I can't go into the countless advancements in the different areas I personally have evolved in like never before. And so to be in this position to share this with other people is phenomenal, because it's not about me. Let's go ahead and bring this into vibrational alignment. I always like to recite the prayer of the 7 galactic directions. Listen closely and be able to find your balance and equilibrium so that you can attract in your experience not what you want, but what you are. All right. From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary beings. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. And from the center, the galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya E Maho. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya E Maho. Ayum Hunab Ku Eva Maya E Maho. All hail the harmony of mind and nature. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. All right. The big thing you want to pay attention here is from the west, house of transformation. May wisdom, so we get intelligence, we get consciousness, all of us are getting knowledge, but may that knowledge, that consciousness and wisdom be transformed into the right actions so we can do what must be done. For what? To access our abundance. Right? And abundance is everybody's abundance. Abundance doesn't have a respect of persons. All right? It's abundant for everyone. It's just some of us in our resistance, we're blocking it. All right? So we're in the white overtone wizard year. All right? According to the 13 moon calendar, the dream spell calendar, which is the power of timelessness, unending evolution of the mind, and supreme receptivity. All right, that's the cycle that we're in terms of the year. Now, this is the example of the calendar. We call it a synchronometer because we're synchronizing a galactic cycle of 260 days and a solar cycle of 365.25 days. All right, and so with that, this is the 10th moon. We started this process on July 26th every year, and it's the 10th moon called the planetary dog moon of manifestation. The dog is the compassionate one, the unloved lover, right? That radiates love no matter what. The question that this moon asks, and I want you to all who are listening to ask yourself, how do I perfect what I do? Everybody wants to become a better manifester, but how do you perfect what it is that you do? Do you just wish upon a star that you can manifest? You've already manifested it. You just need to attract it into your life. By perfecting, you become more magnetic. The more energy and focus you give to a thing or thing matters or matters, and you draw it into you. Everything that you want is already somewhere on the planet, even if it's a new idea, right? So we're on the 21st, right, day or plasma of the planetary dog moon. We're also on the 260-day cycle. We're on kin number 186. Now, as we synchronize those two energies, it opens up our mind a different kind of way. You can see this is what it looks like on the 260-day calendar where we are, right? And we get into the details of the schematics and how the look of this calendar and what it means in some of our sessions. But I just wanted to show it to you. The affirmation for kin 186, every kin has an affirmation to bring us into vibrational alignment with the synchronic order of this cosmology. It states, I define in order to equalize. What does that mean? That means you define what everything means in your life and how you balance the scale. Let's say that you're having problems with your diet. Well, now you ask for the consciousness, right, and the ability to study to create the kind of diet that's going to make you healthy. What if you're in a position right now where your finances are out of order? Okay, well, great. Now you need to seek opportunities that are going to, in the skill set first. You equalize the skills that attract the appropriate opportunities so that you can take yourself to the next level as it relates to your finances. Let's say your relationships, right? Your relationships, you're in a position to now equalize your relationships by looking at the relationships as a reflection of yourself. And instead of saying someone else needs to improve, just pick what you need to improve before you move on to the next one, right? So these are all opportunities. So I define in order to equalize, measuring opportunities. They come in all different shapes, forms, and fashions. I seal the store of death. Now, this requires you, the seal, the signature on it is that you bring death to the areas that's no longer serving you. You end those cycles and you surrender to the new. With the self-existing tone of form, now you form your plans in your new life or your experience, and I'm guided by the power of spirit, right? Now that's very different than, hey, it's Wednesday hump day. Let's go through it again. I define in order to equalize, measuring opportunity. I seal the store of death with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of spirit. One more time, to lock it in and make it affirmative. I define in order to equalize, measuring opportunity. I seal the store of death with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of spirit. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. All right. So now when we read something like that, it's, we're going to go into some knowledge. But every day I read that, I sit for a few minutes and see what kind of insights come my way. And those insights that come my way, a lot of times I jot them down or voice note them, and then I carry out the instructions of what I think I need to do as a result of those insights. And it's changed my life. For the last 8 years, completely changed my life. Let's read what it says about the Hierophant, or also known as the World Bridger. I am the Hierophant coded by the White World Bridger. 6 is my number, the root of the cube. I am the great equalizer, restoring balance to all worlds. The sacred order of all dimensions illumines my beings, for I am the master of the arts of deathlessness, that all true seekers come to know. Death is the great interdimensional realm of the galaxy. The storehouse of my wisdom is the hidden treasure chest, free from fear, skilled at the arts of bridging the worlds. I am the great destroyer of illusions, stripping the varnish of conventionalities that civilization overlays. Fathomlessly deep is the extent of my knowledge. I reveal all, but only to those who know can see what I reveal. The rainbow is my crown. Perfect is the order I keep. To know me is to die to your false self. That's the ego. I love this reading because in this process and bridging worlds and destroying illusions, we now are able to master the arts of deathlessness, and deathlessness is another term for immortality. All right? Wow, powerful. The World Bridger. So when we bring death to certain things that's holding us back or creating blockages, we open up this channel of abundance and we move forward in our consciousness. If we hold on to the past, hold on to traumas, hold on to the blockages, then we can't, none of this new stuff can come in. The things that we want to participate in, but we won't let go of the past to receive it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this World Bridger Hierophant energy. All right, it's the 6th archetype of 20. Now, where did these archetypes come from? It's come from the 20 galactic frequencies of light. They're called solar seals in the galaxy. So this isn't something that, we got a coloring book and just start making stuff up. These are frequencies. This is how things operate. The World Bridger, the qualities, just a few qualities. There's more than this. Right? But just a few qualities I want to focus on: transmutation, surrender, and forgiveness. Do you know that when somebody comes to you with a certain energy, the energy is just the energy, right? But you can transmute the energy into a higher frequency and neutralize even the person that's bringing it to you. You can do that all day long. The highest frequency wins. The lower frequencies cannot withstand the focus of the higher frequencies, and they will fizzle out. It just takes patience. So transmuting energy, right, from one frequency to another. Surrender, to be able to say, you know what? I give it all up. I give up the resistance. Just show me the way. That's surrender. Show me how I can access higher consciousness. Show me how I can go to heights unseen. Show me how I can evolve beyond my circumstances. That's surrendering. And then that not just show me, because once the source energy shows you what to do, right? then you have to follow the instructions and do what must be done, right? Do what must be done. And then the last one is forgiveness, and that's going to be a huge link to resistance. Forgiveness. The first person that you need to forgive is yourself. And what is the thing that most of us do? When we do something wrong or we make a mistake, we judge ourselves. And judgment creates a guilt complex. Guilt complex creates shame, and shame is the walking dead. We only attract things at low vibrations, the lowest vibration of shame, disasters. We want to eliminate ourselves at that point. We go into exile. So we have to be extremely careful in terms of how we operate. All right. So forgiveness, we have to forgive ourselves, and then we have to forgive others. Why? So that we're not focusing on any lower frequency energy. The longer you hold a grudge against someone else, the more weaker your energy field gets to magnetize what it is that you want. All right. So we just need to know that and understand that. Let's go to the next one. We're still on the World Bridger Hierophant. Let's talk about the shadow. I love talking about the shadow wisdom. I'm telling you right now, those of you that are listening, you want to look into the shadows. That's where the wisdom is, so that you can make the adjustments and you can radiate the light. All right, look at what it says for the shadow aspect of this archetype. Right. So when we read this, there's some good attributes and some things in the shadow that may be occurring. And if we see some of those things we're experiencing in our life, we need to be able to not have any pride and identify, oh, I'm experiencing that right now. The need to be in control. How many of you feel like you have to be in control of everything? And then you got some that say, hey, I don't look like I need to be in control, but I need to be in control of this situation. You do it very subtly. Right. And then there's struggle and resistance. We're talking about how resistance wears down your energy, right? Resistance wears down your persistence. So you can't be persistent if you're resistant. And then a lot of things happen with this archetype. Those who incarnated with this archetype, that is the fear of death. I'm afraid to end cycles. I'm afraid to lose my avatar. I'm afraid that if I end this, I'll be lonely. That if I end this, there won't be no more opportunities for me. That if I end this, I won't be able to have the proper health, optimal health that I think I'm seeking. If I end this, the fear of the unknown is what stops people from ending certain cycles. Even the fear of the death of our body, the morbid death of our body. So what I'm saying to you is you can't be concerned with those things. What you have to do is move into the shadow transformation, taking the right action to equalize and correct the behavior now that you have more consciousness. So the first thing that you want to do is surrender to the pattern. That's a key phrase right there. This is to say surrender openly. Surrender to the pattern of perfection. I perfect, right? The perfection. How do I perfect what I do? If you develop the skills in any industry, let's just start there. Let's just say you're having some trouble with your finances. So what we do is look for opportunities to make money, a lot of us, without increasing our skill set. And so now we may find some opportunities, but because we don't have the skill set, we don't know if we'll be able to maintain and sustain it or not. So what would it hurt to take some time up front and get some delayed gratification and develop the skill set to have the confidence to now say, hey, I'm ready. I can do this position. I can do whatever, and I'll be the best at it. And then now you can come in and make a difference with your new skill set, right? And receive its wisdom. So the wisdom from the pattern of perfection comes from the experience of perfecting a process, perfecting a skill, perfecting a certain pattern, right? But if you don't surrender to the process or the perfection of that, what it is that you want, you won't have it. You always have to ask, can I have something? And in your heart of hearts, you may not necessarily feel deserving. I want all of you who are listening to say one thing with me. I raise my deserve level. Today, every time you surrender this point forward, you're going to raise your deserve level, which is going to raise your consciousness, which is going to raise your circumstances to a higher level. That's what you want to do. But if we just sit here and we hope and wish, that's just simply not a strategy. So we have to surrender to the pattern of perfection. That's why we follow the 13 moon calendar. It's nothing I've seen in the law of time and in the hollow mind perceiver that is more precise than these patterns. It'll knock you over. It'll help you get the answers that you need. And once you get the answers that you need, now you have to move appropriately. All right. So a lot of people can't receive because they got so much pride or they got so much resistance. All right. So in this process, let's go back to the resistance, right? When we look at this, I want to talk about resistance and how it wears down your frequency, how it wears down your energy. So let's just say that you're resisting forgiving yourself and forgiving someone else for something that they had done, right? And the energy that you expend, right, holding up a hasty position towards this individual is draining your energy. So you may experience some letharginess, you may experience some fatigue, of course, right? Because it's draining your energy. Forgiveness. Let's just say you're resisting making a change, a positive change that will help you move into the direction that you want to move because of fear. Well, guess what? The shadow transformation, we need to now step into that direction. Now, if we don't step into a direction, our deserve level doesn't go up, it goes down. And when your deserve level goes down, let me tell you what happens. Your self-image changes into a lower state. The lower your self-image, it doesn't matter what your mouth say. It doesn't even matter what you can think. If you don't think in your heart of hearts that you deserve what you're seeking, if you don't think in your heart of hearts that you already have the capability to complete this task, then you'll get to the end and lose it. You'll self-sabotage. How many of you have self-sabotage? And let me tell you something else that's really key in this holding on to resistance thing, right? In holding on to the resistance, we end up depleting our energy because the fear of change. Now, it's real easy for me. I can look at what I'm doing, and if it's not working to the ability that I would like it to work, right? Then it's time to end the cycle, right? So every year I take the time and I evaluate all the things that I'm doing and the return, whether it's an emotional return, whether it's a return spiritually, physically, and if it's no return on the energy, right? The energy, the EOI, this ROI, the energy on investment. If it's no return on it, guess what? I'm now making some justifications to eliminate it or to end the cycle or to bring death to it as soon as possible. I'm creating a transitional plan right then and there to move forward a different kind of way. Why should I continue to carry dead weight? Many of us do. And we think that that's being spiritual. No, that's draining your spirit. That's draining your spirit. Holding on to old beliefs that no longer serve you. Right? It's time to tap into some new beliefs. Right? We're not doomed. And so these are the things that drain your energy. You know, if you resist loving yourself, then others are going to resist loving you. And then we're going to get disappointed, right? And then we're going to move into a place of despair. And then our energy is going to be depleted. Why? Because we've lost hope. A lot of struggle and resistance is depleting your energy because you don't believe in yourself no more. You don't believe you can make it happen. How many of you have had so much adversity? Every time you try something, there's one door closes and two more open up, but then two more close. The doors open for a second and they close. How many of you are in a position, right, where you get a good idea and then you think, yeah, this is it. And then you start pursuing the ideal and there's all these obstacles that come into play to stop you. How many of you experienced that? I've experienced that. But here's the difference. When I've experienced that now, I experience it. But it's not the idea that's experiencing the resistance. It's the person that's creating the idea that is experiencing the resistance. So it's informing me that I need to change something about me so I can launch this idea. So I'm asking at that point, what do I need to do in order, right, to launch this idea? What do I need to change? Now, some people ask that and then they're not willing to change. I don't know how that works. We ask for power and then don't use it. So if you're going to ask for it, then you need to make sure that you're ready to put it right in motion immediately without hesitation. It's my thought process that anybody who's listening to this, anytime you start a new idea, you need to quickly move or make a decision. You need to quickly move into that direction immediately. Don't wait. Because what'll happen is diminishing intent will kick in. The law of diminishing intent. So you intend to do it, but you find something else that's probably not a higher priority, but you put that in place of actually doing it. And so what I recommend to you is that when you decide to go in a direction, let's say you want to lose weight or you want to get fit. Okay, great. Immediately, don't even think about it. Go take a walk. Immediately, if you're going to work on strength training, get out and do some push-ups. Do something to show your psyche I'm serious. I'm not going to think about it so I can think myself out of it. How many of you have ever, when you think about doing something and then you get to thinking, dang, you know, I don't have the right workout gear. Man, you know, I didn't get the right books for this class. Man, I don't got the right desk to take notes. Man, I don't have this. I don't. Well, what if I told you don't need none of that? All you need is a burning desire to win. And then it needs to turn from a desire to a willingness to focus. And I'm telling you, there's nobody that can tell me that if you have the will to focus and to complete, you're going to gain knowledge and make adjustments and keep focusing until you reach where you want to be right on a dime. And guess what? Everything else, just about, unless it's emergency, has to take a back seat to that. Let's say I decide, you know what? I think I want to start working on my health. I think I want to work on my health better, right? And then you say, okay, well, before I do that, let me do these dishes. No, what you need to do is be looking up stuff on health immediately. How can I improve my health? What are some ways I can improve my health? Well, how about water drinking? Are people intelligent enough to drink water? I think so. So it says you should drink half of your body weight in ounces, right? So if I'm 100 pounds, I should drink 50 ounces of water a day, right? Divide it up into 4 parts and drink it, every 4 to 6 hours a day, right? Or every 4 hours, every 3 to 4 hours, drink that amount, right? And you're good. If you have a chronic illness, you need to drink 75 to 100% of you. So just there, if you did that, and stop. There's other things you can do to work on your health for sure. But if you just got that knowledge today and said, you know what, it's 8:30. I don't want to be urinating all night long, so I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. No, I'm gonna urinate all night tonight. I'm gonna drink at least 1/4 of what I'm supposed to drink if I didn't drink that tonight. And I'm just gonna be going to the restroom, but I'm sending a message to my body and to my brain that this invisible part of me is taking control of this situation right now. Immediately do something about it. And then once you do it, be consistent, even if it's only a little bit. All right. Now, anything other than that is struggle and resistance. It turns into more struggle and more resistance. And the reason why I'm talking about this, because you're blocking your blessings. When you struggle and resist, you're creating blockages that you can't see, but they're energetically there. So everything, all the opportunities are waiting to increase you with your health are on hold. All the opportunities there to increase you for your wealth is on hold. All your relationship, new companions of destiny is on hold. Ooh, I wish I could meet somebody who could really appreciate my depth of knowledge and how deep I am and the different attributes that I bring, the intrinsic values that I bring. Well, guess what? Those things are on hold until you address your blockages. And everything that you resist becomes a blockage. And it becomes a struggle. The more blockages, the more struggle, the more you got to do more workarounds. And let me tell you, that's not where we want to be in our life. So that's when we have to get, we got to get therapy sometimes to figure out how to psychologically remove the blockages so the energy can flow. So you'll see, you'll remove the blockage or you'll forgive somebody or you say, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to stop having fear and I'm going to just do it. And then all of a sudden, all this energy flow, this money comes. You start meeting the right people. You start having more energy in your life. You say, hey, man, all that happened. I wonder why it happened. Maybe just because I released and I let go. And then we'll go right back to some of our old ways and say, wait a minute. You know, we go back to judgment, we go back to resistance, and then it all stops again. He'd be like, what happened? And we don't know. Let me tell you, it's an energetic block. And those energetic blocks, right, reduce the velocity in which opportunities come, companions of destinies come, optimal health comes, and it worries you, and the worry depletes your energy. You have to surrender to the pattern of perfecting what it is that you do. Receive its wisdom. Remove the blockage, and you will feel better. You will know better, and therefore you will have the energy to exert yourself to do better. Whew. I hope that helps some of you, because I sense that a lot of people are running on fumes right now. A lot of people are struggling energetically, and it's creating struggle in other areas of your life. And so we got to drink it. We got to numb it away. We got to smoke it away. We got to sex it away. We got to act like it don't matter it away. But it doesn't leave until you remove it out of your life. So I want to make a couple of announcements, and then we're going to take some questions. All right. And here's your assignment. All right. We're going to do this every week. Next week that we do this will be on Kin number 193. All right. And so it's going to be lots of fun when we get to Kin 193. All right. And so with that, we'll be talking about being able to explore a few new areas in our life so that we can improve our life and become more awakened. But right now, the number one thing you want to do first is you want to embrace your journey. Embrace your journey. That means surrender. That means say, hey, this is my journey. These are my circumstances. These are my issues. And the issue is you. it's you. So you want to fix the issues. And that's how you embrace your journey. And the first thing I want you to do is make a list of things you need to let go of. It could be a bad habit. Put it on the list. And before you end any of these cycles, make sure you create an exit strategy, right? Because even though in your mind you might want to leave something alone, when you remove something, there's a void there. And if you don't know how to fill the void, you could relapse into something more challenging than you had before. You got to fill the void. And if you got some questions about that, you definitely could message me and I could give you some really good things to consider. Okay? All right. Make a list right now. What are some things? Somebody put some things in the chat. What are some things that you can let go of? It could be bad relationships. What if it's food? One of the things that I really have admired, I like this whole idea of eating for your blood type. I mix a lot of things together, right? There's a lot of things out here, but eating for your blood type has been a positive thing for me, along with, some other add-ons to it. All right. But if there's something that you shouldn't be eating, let's go ahead and put it on the list. Let's put it in moderation so it can't control you any longer. Right? What if you have a habit of flying off the handle, getting angry before you know all the facts? Okay, now we need to make a plan to be more reserved and to get all the facts before you get mad. Let me tell you something. When you get all the facts, you ain't going to need to get mad because it's going to take care of itself in a lot of cases. You may need to confront a few situations. So anything, right? Let's just say you had a dead-end job. Okay, all right, I need to get rid of this job. All right, it's time to make a transitional plan. Don't say I can't take another day because you took today or yesterday, right? And you've been doing it for a certain amount of days. So you can, you just don't want to. But now it's a great attitude to have when you know you got something better coming down the pipe. And you can finish your tenures at one place and you can launch your success someplace else and be in good standing and creating a track record of how to transition properly from opportunity to opportunity. That goes with your reputation places. It really does. Okay, so I'm giving you some examples of some things that you can do. One of the things that you can do right now is you can go to our website and register your kin. So if you know your kin number already and you have not gone to our website and register your kin, we're going to have a 260 kin Quantum Leap Meetup. All right, so we're going to be doing this on the big one is going to be on Kin 260, which is going to be July 7th. And before that, we have 2 times they're going to meet. So you're going to see me a lot more on social media, reaching out and showing people the value of having your galactic purpose and how it can advance you in this society and outside of this society. That's what I'm going to be doing. So this is going to be something we're going to be doing online on StreamYard, just like this. And we're going to have everybody come on here and you can register your kin. Now, let's say you don't know your kin. You need to know your kin. You need to expand your consciousness because once you figure out your galactic purpose, your purposes here on Earth are a lot easier. They're a lot easier because you got the answers that you need to move forward. That don't mean you might not have some things to work through because we've all created different variation levels of karma. All right, but now it's time to move forward. So on next Thursday, not this Thursday, May the 2nd, we're going to be having our first meetup. All right. And so we're going to be building towards 260. So we want you to be a part of this because we are truly shifting from the information age into the telepathic age. And you're getting tapped on the shoulder now. You don't want to be forced into this later when circumstances make you do it. It's not necessary for that to happen. All right. Also, this Sunday, we're going to be doing the Amplify Your Purpose session. And the title of it is Companions of Destiny, how to identify your companions of destiny. Some people just say, well, I have a poor judge of character. I keep picking people that's like this and like that. Well, you hadn't made the adjustments in yourself yet. When you make the adjustments in yourself, it is impossible for you to attract the wrong person when you're the right person. They don't want to be around you unless you got some of that in you, or they can take advantage of you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. All right? So I want to invite all of you who are watching onto this, and if you're on Clubhouse, we'll see if we can get the links in there as well, so you can join. It's going to be at 10:30 a.m. this Sunday, right, on our Adobe Connect platform, and we want you to join us, right, because you surrounding yourself by the right people, around the right people, is very important to your evolutionary cycle and process. Very important. All right, and those of you that's in the Atlanta area, we're going to be meeting up at, it's a live meetup. This is a live meetup in Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, come join us for the meetup at Atlantic House. And we're going to be doing some things with financial literacy and synchronomics. And we're going to be playing the cash flow games. If you ever played the game, it's a fun game to play to build financial literacy. Okay? So we want to be able to do that. Please come. Those of you that are in the Atlanta area, we got some people coming from Birmingham, Tuskegee. So it's going to be lots of fun. And we're going to definitely be talking about how to create our own economics, synchronomics. All right. So join us. It's going to be lots of fun. And we're going to be able to meet some like-minded individuals. Every time we have this meetup, it's life-changing. People love it. And we're taking it to another level this time. All right, some pertinent dates, right? On 4/28, we got the Amplify Your Purpose session, the Atlanta meetup. We talked about that. On the 2nd, we have the Galactic Kin check-in and online meetup. Please join us. We on May the 15th, we end our spring trimester, and then on 5/8, May 28th to June the 16th. We'll be working on the final phase of correcting the error in time. So those of you that study the law of time with us know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when they started this Gregorian calendar, they skipped the 10 days. And the way we follow calendrics, we know that consciousness was blocked out. It's a blind spot there. So we're removing that blind spot, and we're in the final stages of doing that. So if you want to participate in that, definitely reach out to me. The next Galactic Kin check-in is going to be on June 24th. And then we're going to have the big one on July the 7th. And then to top it all off, we're going to have a day out of time, DOOT celebration in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're going to get all the people that we can physically together to celebrate culture, peace, and evolution through this quantum leap year. We're going to bring in the new cycle together. And finally, July the 26th to July the 28th, we're going to be having an advanced discipline workshop, an advanced 2-day workshop to help prepare for the new cycle and personally and collectively, so we can have a year out of this world. All right. So with that being said, anybody have any questions before we go? We covered some knowledge and information. I just want to get on here and just start sharing energy with you to help you release yourself from any strongholds, any blockages that's keeping you from getting where you want to be. I don't know if it's any questions. I don't see. If you're on Clubhouse, I can see your question. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat portion. We got a few minutes, and I would love to answer your questions and help you advance yourself in this time, in this space. All right. One of the questions that I always like to ask is, what are some of the challenges that I've experienced by following the 13 moon calendar? I'll tell you one. See, if you don't ask me questions, I'll ask me questions. You might, oh yeah, I was thinking about that. So the challenge is we come into a conflict with our programming versus following the synchronicities. right? The programming is comfortable, even if it's wrong, even if it creates trauma, we're comfortable with it and we just work around it, the programming, because it feeds us, it helps support us and our children in different ways. So the programming, it's hard to stop supporting that or using that programming to orchestrate our life because we never known how, we haven't ever lived without it really. Right. So when I start coming in and telling you follow this new calendar and follow these synchronicities, that means you got to follow the unlimited part of you, the intuitive self. And that's hard to do because we may have felt like that's let us down in the past. So we're here, this process here to restore trust in the primal trust in yourself, the power of God in you. What's another one? I'll give you another one. The law of time. So you're talking about this 260-day calendar. How does that 260-day calendar work? And it gives you this knowledge of shadow wisdom and all this. Well, there's 20 archetypes, and they come from these 20 dynamic frequencies of light. Okay. And the light goes through different stages. These different stages of light creates the galactic tree of life and light. And with the energy of light, that's like the fifth dimension, the Akasha. When it is merged or synchronized with the cosmic tones and phases of motion, right? The motion is what creates. So when you put the two together, the 13 tones and the dynamic frequencies of light together, you not only get a kin, but you get an energetic expression of the creator. And there's 260 of these expressions. And as we learn these expressions, we get to put ourselves back together as the full face and full beingness of God and God essence. Okay, so these are some things. So this is why we learn the archetypes, because it creates a template to help us understand light and its variations and how it influences consciousness in this body. All right, and so there's many more questions that you may or may not come up with. If you come up with some questions later, please email me or inbox me at one of these places and spaces so that we can put ourselves in a position to win. We can do it. I'm telling you, 8 years ago, I did not know back then what I know now. I was a business person, and I just said, look, I want to be incorruptible. I don't want to be so money hungry and so this and so that I don't acquire the consciousness that could do it without. Let's see. Rachel says, Mrs., how you join the meetup? The Atlanta meetup, Rachel? Rachel is on Clubhouse, and I think she's asking about the Atlanta meetup. If you're talking about the register your kin, okay. Yeah, the meetup is in Atlanta in Midtown. So this Sunday. So there's a link in here in if you look up Eshe put a link in there where you can click on and register for it. All right. And then you can come and hang out. It's from 1 or 2 to 6. No. It's this Sunday, the 28th, the actual physical meetup. We have some online meetups as well. Yeah. I got you, Rachel. Okay. So those links should be put in there. All right. So we got Rachel handled in a Clubhouse. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. All right. So there's so much coming through right now. And it's not about what's coming through the portal, what moon it is, what this, what that. What matters is what conscious decisions are you going to make to move in through your memory into higher states of consciousness so you can operate your life from a higher frequency and orchestrate it to your liking. That's what it is that we're here to impress upon you through this process. And this is the cycle that we're going through. This, let me tell you, this Gregorian calendar is obsolete. And you're going to see the collapse of so many things, but that doesn't have to be the end of your world, because there's a new world that's being developed we truly are moving from the information age into the telepathic age of our experience, right? So I would say to you in closing, in Lakesh, I am another you. Allah King, you are another me. Hotep, Hetepu, and Namaste. And I'll see you all in the next session next Wednesday. And remember, evolution is the solution. We'll see you next time. We'll see some of you on Sunday. Peace.
It's just different.
I am the world changer, coded by the blue storm. My number is 19, the power of all number. I am the master alchemist, the force behind the philosopher's stone. Skilled at the art of transmutation. I am the catalytic transformer of world consciousness and planetary living. I oversee the changes of the weather. I am the thunder that shatters your world systems. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, spies. It was I who caused the triple Aztec monuments of the Avatar archetype to appear in the ancient temple grounds. I oversee the morning and the evening stars. I behold the creator of the fifth sun, the present world. Sent forth am I to dwell among you, calling forth the sixth sun. For the great regeneration of the world's soul, to know me is to know your own power of self-generation. To know me is to know your own power of self-generation. Self-generation is power. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, spies.